Ah, hello. I live yet again for another stream. Ooh. So, last time I played Citizen Sleeper, we finished the main story, and now we're starting a few extra episodes. And we're going to be tackling that right now. Let me quickly switch the right window and okay, there it is. Let's freaking go. So, we have met Eshe and Peak again, and we're basically like on a timer now to try to gather as many resources as we can to help their people. So, do I have any mushrooms? Yeah, I do have mushrooms. And some scraps. Oh. This. I have not seen this before. Ah, okay, so it's for a flotilla. Algae. So I still have to wait a bit where... Ooh. No, actually. It's been a while since I played this game, so I'm trying to, remember... I'm assuming that you cannot get back... cannot get your stabilizers now that die... that the whole, situation with Sabine has been out, so... Yeah, it looks like... yeah, the infirmary is gone, so yeah, I cannot get my stabilizers there anymore, so where else can I get? Oh wow, it got built. And some scrap, okay. We have 12 days in order to, now 11, in order to complete our objectives. Ugh. Hold on, who's pinging me on Discord? Oh, okay, nothing. Alright. As you leave, you find a note pinned on the outside of the door. It reads, Sleeper, something you need to see. Meet me at a cordon as soon as you can. Just keep heading around the ring until you hit the flotilla. I'll be waiting. Peek. Look at the note and glance around the corridor. Looks like you're doing this. Make a plan. Fucking hungry now. Have money though. You have to wait for that one. Okay, you are. Sleeper! Peek catches your attention from the shadowy corner they were leaning against. Any trouble getting up here? None. Good to hear. Come take a look at this. They beckon you over to a nearby window, which looks across the ruined ring to the blinking red lights of the Haven Age cordon. The cordon's temporary structures, anatomical struts meant to detect and dissuade any ships from entering or leaving the flotilla, stood out in the black. All around, tugs flit, securing them in place and tending to the red blinking drones that mark the quarantine. It is an impressive and worrying sight. What do you think? Oh, they made a typo in the name. Ooh, literally fucking unplayable. Ooh, bad game. Refund money. What do you think? Peek interrupts your thoughts. How would you get through? Hi. He's one of the bugs. As an escort, you mean? I thought we could fit all the supplies on one of those tugs. It seemed like the Briar was being officially escorted through the cordon. He squints at the red light. Then we'd be stuck inside. Peek turns away from the window and rubs her forehead. She has really rubbed us up in something here, hasn't she? The question is spoken under their breath, and they don't seem to expect an answer. The silence grows. Are you helping the flotilla? Peek looks up. You don't think it's a worthy cause? They pause. We run into them when they escape Hawthorne, and she insists that we investigate their distress signal. Not saying we shouldn't have. Peek stares out the window at the distant blinking lights of the arrived ships. Peek brushes back their hair. Forget it. Let's focus on the plan. They flash you an easy smile. Doesn't matter why, we are the ones who are going to help them. The way I see it, there are 3 parts to making it through that cordon. Gesture out the window at the strange structure. Deception, distraction, and speed. We'll need all of them for a clean passage through. Deception means tricking the cordon security into thinking that we are meant to be there. The tug escort will work. Anything that makes the Briar look official. Distraction, meanwhile, will be all about diverting attention so that now no one looks too hard at what the Briar is doing. You can create a gap in the cordon scanning and deterrent systems that should keep them busy. Finally, speed will mean making sure the Briar is ready to roll. Perhaps we can do a little work on the ship to get her ready. She surely wouldn't mind. They lean back from the window. What does that sound? Risky. Well, they smile. Yes, so it's going to be risk. That's how this works. Got to be on board with that. Tired. Eek looks down at her slate. Cycles left, glance out of the window at the cordon nervously, then cycles to gather their supplies and to prep this plan. It's tight. Very tight. Eek looks at you. Goes wrong. Just get out, okay? Squeeze your shoulder. I'll follow Ishi anywhere, but you don't need to get dragged down with us. Good. Eek brightens a little. I don't need any more guilt than I already have. Let's get to it. Eek stretches. I'll tell Ishi about the improvements to the Briar and the rest. Let's throw the cordon as best as we can and look for openings. I have no idea what guardian angel sent you to us, Sleeper. Smiles. But I'm very glad they did. Sleeper. Moritz is leaning against the corridor wall. It's time. He looks away. Big judge just came in. Grand finale. You up for it? Ready. Alright then. We're in business. He pushes away from the wall. This has to work, Sleeper. Has to. He looks down. Doesn't. Okay? He frowns. I don't think so, but she isn't hiding that from anyone. Look, Liz has had a rough time of it. But you of all people would understand that. Runs a hand through his hair. Sorry, Didn't mean to be. Smiles. This is a good one. Give me a chance. I owe her. He straightened up. I know you have your own things going on, Sleeper. We all do. But the Bay needs someone. Bliss needs someone. Hell, I need someone to help me keep Bliss from spinning out completely. He scratches the side of his head. Otherwise, there's not much I can do. He shakes his head. I would hate not to pay back my debts. Lord stretches. I gotta get back. He nods and walks away. I'm out. See you up there. Eat something. Oh. Right. Who do I have to speak to? Ah, there you go. I can be right here. Pray to God I get sleepy every time. Here is the Citizen Sleeper stream. Crowds have already gathered by the time you get to the shipyard, and you recognize faces among them. People you have worked alongside on the Sidereal. Sidereal? I don't know. I still don't know how to pronounce that word. The intervening cycles have turned their excitement to anxiety, and a few of them smile at you. That nervous energy of the crowd fills the space, creating a feedback loop of growing tension. Pick out Lem and Mina and work your way over them, pushing through the crowd. He silently raises his eyebrows at you, his anxiety obvious. But Mina flashes you a huge smile, unaware of attention. "Robot!" he shouts, reaching out to you. "Hi, Mina!" She waves frantically, grinning. "Quite the turnout, huh?" Lem glances around, pulling Mina close. "I don't think patience is one of this crowd's strengths." The sound of an argument towards the back catches you and Lem's attention. He's putting it lightly. The place seems to be set to explode. This isn't good. Lem doesn't dare answer, but the look in his eyes suggests he agrees. "This is Astra Engart of the Celis Foundation." The announcement echoes from the speakers at the shipyard entrance, and shouts of "Quiet!" rapidly follow. "I'm sorry I can't be there to meet you all, and thank you, on behalf of Sender Celis, for the work you have done on the Sidereal Horizon." Most of the crowd strains to see Astra's face. The small display shows only a ghostly white figure, smudged and unclear. Sandra wanted me to pass on her personal thanks for her commitment to and belief in the Celis Foundation's mission. We chose the Eye for this project because we knew that we would find like-minded individuals here, especially among the ranks of the Venerable Havanage Association. Unlike most of the crew, we neither believe Erlin's Eye to be a threat on our rogue state, but instead an embryo for the formation of a new, decentralized social structure. One where each citizen might be the master of their own destiny. A ripple of impatience ran through the crowd. They didn't come here for a sermon. You're all pioneers, just like those core citizens who in the Sidereal Horizon will carry, in cryosleep, the planet that will become the Foundation's first frontier world, Celis 1. At the mere mention of Destination World, side conversations break out amongst the workers. There, our citizens will be able to create their own innovative bottom-up economic order, aligned with the principles set down by Senator Celis herself: freedom, resilience, and self-sustenance. This is thanks to your tireless efforts in the Havanage yards. As a reward for those efforts, you may know that we are offering a select group the opportunity to join the caretakers of this vision, the staff of the Sidereal Horizon, who will maintain the vessel during its multi-decade transit through the interstellar space. Len turns to you, his eyes bright. "This is it! This draw has been performed at random by the central AIs of the Foundation, and is final and binding. Please note, only licensed contractors of the Foundation are eligible for this draw. I know you have all been eagerly awaiting this day, and without further delay, I will now read the Celis identification numbers of those chosen for this great honor." A murmur runs through the crowd. Celis identification numbers? Licensed contractors? I've never even heard the term mentioned. Is this something you were supposed to be assigned? You glance at Lem, but his eyes are fixed forward, white and shimmering. All around you, people are speaking hushed tones, like a rising wave. Astra starts reading out sequences of numbers and letters, and panic begins to set in. No one seems to know what is happening. Somewhere near the front of the crowd, someone shouts in celebration, and everyone pushes forward. Lem? Turn to see Lem still staring forward. Mina is scared now. Shouts thought. "Daddy?" Someone throws something at the entrance, and it rattles against the shipyard doors. See, first time, Hellenic security stood on either side, scared, arguing between themselves. Feel the anger rising in the crowd. Let's go. It doesn't move. I'm just... They might call out our names! I can't! Mina tugs at his tags. Not happening. Lem blinks rapidly, and then turns to you. He opens and closes his mouth, and looks down at Mina. He sees the fear in her eyes and her stance. It's time to go. Lead Lem and Mina out, shoving people aside. As you do, you hear the sound of scuffles emerging at the front of the crowd, with metal canisters bouncing off the shipyard walls. Keep your head down and walk away. The sound of Astra reading off the ciphers echoing above the chaos, like some strange mantra. Turn to Lem. There are tear tracks running down his cheeks, and Mina is sniffling into his jacket. Feel the sadness rising in you too. Screwed you. Screwed all of you. You were never even on the list. The feeling is as unpleasant as it is familiar. Fuck. That sucks. You stare ahead into the tunnel as the security sirens sound out, a signal for the coming violence. Christ. Right failed, what? What? How the fuck? That's a first. That never happened to me before. Alright. I never had that happen to me. Shit, what was I supposed to do? Damn, that sucks. Alright. It's gonna take... Oh, fuck. So fucking much to do. Oh my god. You are leaning against the metal crates you just loaded with algae, packed and dried into bright green pucks. Eshi hops onto one beside you, flexing her aching back. Enough? Eshi squints at you, as if you just interrupted her train of thought. A look you have become familiar with. It doesn't matter either way. This is what we got, sighs, rubbing the back of her neck. These past cycles, working the algae stack with Eshi, you had little insight into her mind. Really seems happy to start a conversation, is always eager to end one. By this, you feel like something has grown between you. Something like silent trust. The kind that tends to seed itself into the fertile soil of hard but necessary work. Something I've been meaning to ask. Go on. Why escape XPR? Eshi pauses, her protective instinct fighting with the trust you've built. You can see her begin to shrug the question off. Then she stops, rethinks, sighs. What you need to understand, Sleeper, that Erlen's Eye wasn't the only place where the Solheim collapse happened. Hawthorne, where we grew up, was an XPR installation. That didn't screen it from Solheim going under. Actually, Solheim was the only reason XPR were ever here. Pauses, hesitant to get into the whole story, but wanting to offer something. He flinches, correcting her. They are a service corp, you understand? They're outposts in surrogate systems like this one to offer refueling, logistics, and maintenance services to bigger companies with extraction contracts. Gestures to the eye around her, like Solheim. When Solheim went bust, XPR lost their client. Now Hawthorne, well, we lost everything. Became an outpost tasked with just holding on. With the refueling platforms running, they said, with the outpost stable, alone to reclaim. She rubs at her head. As if recalling all this was somehow physically painful. Do you know what it is like to spend your entire life in that place with no future? A place that exists only to hold a legal claim to a piece of territory. To shore up breach of contract negotiation between two corporations? It's like living in a... She searches for the word, her eyes jumping back and forth. In a grave! Clenches her hands. So, you're looking for the answer to why questions. That's your answer. We, Peak, and I know what it's like to be forgotten, to be locked out. He stares hard at the side of the stack, algae whirling against the glass in beautiful patterns. He doesn't look away. Silence extends. You realize the conversation is over. She seems angry. Not you, but with herself, or even voicing such ideas. For a while, you stand and stare to load the crates onto the powered cargo trolley that Eshi will run back to the Briar. As you do, you try to catch her eye, but she avoids it, soothing herself instead with the comforting simplicity of physical work. Alright, that's one thing done. Now we go help Bliss. Kirsty. There's no answer when you buzz Lem's unit. The door is open. Push the door and find Mina, sitting in the middle of the floor, playing with Bun Bun. Hi, Mina. Hi, Robot! Says Mina sullenly, waving Bun Bun's paw without looking up. Where's Daddy? Mina doesn't respond. She walks Bun Bun across the floor, narrating quietly to herself. You look around the unit. A mess. Dishes and glasses on the side. Some of Mina's clothes piled up in a corner. Mina is sitting by her bag. She spilled out across the floor. Her drawing slate cracked and done. Tidy up. We start with the kitchen units, piling up the dishes in the auto wash and wiping them down. Pile the clothes up next, folding them neatly. Mina watches you quietly as she plays, curious but silent. She started to look at fixing her cracked slate when Lem enters. Yay, he's back! Sleeper, what are you? He pauses and looks from you to Mina and back again. Never mind. Drops a bag by the door and slumps onto the couch. Everything okay? Lem lets out a weak laugh. You forgot the past few cycles now, too. I was so lucky. Looks away at the open door. Look, now's not a good time. I want to help. Help? Unless you have a serial ticket or two on you, I don't think there's much you can do here. Pinches a bridge of his nose. You understand they never even put us on the list, right? I've been all around the rim looking for work, never into more than a few from the cruise. Turns out only long-time Haven Agent members were issued those Celis ID numbers. They never planned to consider us. They say they don't know what they were going to use to make the draw. And who knows? Maybe Celis pulled the wool over their eyes. Does it matter? All those hours in the yards for a hand-to-mouth wage and nothing else. He slams his hand down the sofa. Can't be it. Well, it is. Looks at the open door again. We're moving the sidereal up the hub now, he says without meeting your eye. That's where they bought from. We're bringing a ship with all the cryosleep pioneers and transferring them up in microgravity before they sneak aboard. They're going to let people on board? The security we'll have has to be impossible. Looks over at Mina. We're fine. We always have been. Just need a little time. Sighs. We had our hearts set on that trip is all. Mina comes over and climbs onto his lap. Not giving up. But for you. You get yourself on that ship. I won't stop you. Em strokes Mina's hair. Look, I want to go up to the hub and ask around. Be my guest. I came up here with Mina down here, and I'm sure the sidereal will bring in a crowd. Be careful. That kind of thing always attracts scammers and thieves. Anyway on board, you take it. You need to get help together here? Ask me. For now, me and Meanie here sticking to the eye. She looks up at him and smiles. Been away for us all. Lem smiles but doesn't say anything. Stand to leave and Mina grabs your hand, here to give you one more smile. Then you are out, back in the walkways of the low end, already thinking of plans to make this right. Thirsty. The ice rolls kind of suck. shit. Fucking go. The atmosphere in the airlock is euphoric. You and Bliss keep grinning at each other like idiots. Exhausted, blinded, sore and aching idiots. Sleeper, that was incredible! She punches you on the arm. I never thought we were going to make it! Those idiots tangled the whole thing up like nothing I've ever seen! Make a good team. Bliss smiles a winning smile. The lock's inner door clunks open. Maurice gives a rare whoop. He looks exhausted too, for a good reason. Maurice has been the one ferrying tools and parts back and forth from the ship. Mart's smile tells you he's glad it's done. Sleeper, please! He shakes his head. Impressive! When I saw that ship come in, I thought there was no way. Why, thank you, Moritz, she winks, for believing in us. Moritz rolls his eyes. You know what I mean, take the compliment. He shoulders some of the gear that came battling with you and Bliss and heads to the racks to stow it. Bliss turns to you. I think you should be the one to do the honors. She nods the rag-looking console that Moritz assembled. I don't want to jinx it. She smiles, but you can see she's genuinely nervous. Don't worry. I'll stop worrying when the cheats are in my hands, and I'm giving them to a gimbal bartender. You glide over to the console and check the screen. Takes a second to see what you're doing for the flickering, cracked display. But after a moment, you see the accounts. And there it is. Almost 1,000 cryo, setting the Bay transfer account. Well? Bliss calls. We've been screwed again? We did it! Bliss kicks out from the floor and spins up into the bay, shouting as she does. The noise takes Morris by surprise, and he knocks out a rack of parts, scattering in handfuls of metal fixings across the bay. The sight is something, glinting steel catching the work lights like glitter. Sorry, says Bliss, grinning, when she comes back down. I needed that! She kicks off and joins you at the terminal. Moritz even managed to sell that produce. We made a tiny profit, eventually, she laughs. Here! She loads a stack of blank chits into the terminal and transfers a chunk of the cryo to them. This is your cut! Bliss hands you the chits. Thank you for believing in this place. Looks away and smiles. Even when I couldn't. When you first met me, I was on the edge of giving up. All it would have taken was one more push. But now this place is sparking again. Work is coming in. There are funds in the accounts. Even Morris has a spring in his step. You both look over him, happily racking up tools. That's because of you. She pushes on the arm. He likes you. He's a good kid. He isn't bad, is he? Leans in closer. You know, he came here looking to rob the place. I gave him a job instead. Don't tell him I told you that. I just thought it might help you understand the kid. Morris turns to look at you, and both Bliss and you awkwardly wave. Maybe it's time to change the subject. Want to be okay? Me? Always! She looks away. From here on out, it's going to be a little easier. I'm going to look for some component contracts, Stuff that will keep us inside the bay, not out in the back. No need to risk our necks if we don't need to. Want to cash out? That's fine. There will always be work for you when you need it. Appreciate it. He smiles and then out of nowhere, quickly gives you a hug. Aww. He steps back and glances at him reflexively. Take care, she says softly. You too. You turn to leave, and Sleeper! Yes? He smiles. Don't spend it all at once! Let's fucking go. Ugh. I accidentally... Fuck. Oh! A rapid burst of movement catches your attention. A drone. Its fin adjusting as it hovers in place. Floats in the corridor. Oh? Drone shifts a little but does not respond. The drone buzzes closer. A voice gurgles out of the speaker. Distorted and strange. Sleeper. Come to the cordon, we need to speak. Who is this? The drone clicks and whirs and the recording starts playing again. Sleeper, come to the cordon, we need to speak. You move closer and the drone bobs away to a safe distance. But as it does, you see the HA of Havanage emblazoned on its side. Could it be Feng's drone? Satisfied it has delivered its message, the drone rotates and accelerates away its rapidly arrived. Stare at it as it disappears from sight, hoping for some insight that escapes you. The cordon then. Shit. Who the fuck needs to talk to me? As you enter the passage that leads through the cordon, a flash of movement catches your eye. A drone. Ah. 1 second. It stops to make sure you've seen it. then flits into a side passage, leading to a set of narrow stairs. Climb up through a dark shaft, the drone stopping at each landing to check you're following. Despite its lack of expression, there's something overbearing about the way the drone waits, impatiently realigning its fins in sequence. After a long climb, you come out onto an observation platform. Cordon and the vast ramshackle refugee ships beyond fill your vision. The scale seems impossible, and immediately you feel small and naive for even thinking you could affect this situation. Something shifts nearby. Cordon again? Oh my god, who are you? A woman is standing at the window, and the edge of your vision. You're surprised you didn't notice her. She seems impossibly small in the shadow of the floor. The drone buzzes by her shoulder and she turns. Sleeper, sorry for all the cloak and dagger nonsense. She nods at the drone, but I have never regretted being cautious. She smiles a tight smile and holds out a hand. I'm Helen. And tight smile she holds, the drone keeps its single eye fixed on you. The effect is a little unnerving. Look. She glances around the empty observation deck as if checking for potential eavesdroppers. Let's be straight with each other. I know about your plans, and... She cuts in before you can respond. I understand your motives. Look at her in her overalls. The yellow markers, the HI sigil. Ugh. HA, fuck, I can't... I'm sorry. I can't read. The HA sigil. You've been on the Eye long enough to recognize a Haven Age member when you see them. You're a Haven Age. Yes, I mean, I expect that is obvious. The tight smile again. I hope you won't hold it against me. Glances around nervously again and moves a little closer. This entire situation, I am not here to defend it. He glances back at the flotilla. No one is happy about this. Especially not the refugees. She sighs. I'm not your enemy here, no matter what you think. Pauses. Sleeper. Tell me something. What does Haven Age mean to you? Not Harding. Harding fucking sucks. And wasn't Harding the guy we outed as a piece of shit in the beginning? I think that was him, right? Work in progress, I guess, because it's kinda like fucky right now. He smiles. Fair, I think. Haven Age is used to being criticized. In some ways we invite it. Our members are free to bring up grievances at any meeting, propose new structures and approaches. She shifts her weight impatiently. As a counselor, it is my duty to listen to them. This is why I was elected by the members. We are an imperfect system, yes, and each counselor, each member, each representative can be flawed and worse. She looks down. But we keep this place running. This is what we do. Flotilla? She turns and looks at the clump of fractured ships. The flotilla is a problem. Can the Eye take in thousands of refugees safely? I don't know. This place is a ruin, Sleeper. What do you think the council discusses? The price of Girol? We make plans to keep this place spinning, to keep life working, to ensure... Lynn's lace chirp and a grim look passes across her face as she sees the notification. She looks tired, the screen light casting her rigid expression in a pale glow. Sleeper, I didn't bring you here to explain how Haven Age works. I came to talk to you about your plan to cross the cordon, reach the quarantine, and supply the flotilla. She looks directly at you. Silent. I know you think you are helping the flotilla, but you cannot do this. Right now, halfway along the ring, one of a countless series of debates are being held. These debates are to evaluate the potential harm that could be caused if the refugees of the flotilla are left to enter the station. These debates are our standstill. Lance walked out the wind. Too many in the Haven Age Council think of the flotilla as a threat. After recent events, a hardline group has emerged. Active, selfish, they seek only to benefit the members. Mind, the flotilla is a danger to the life on the Eye. If you are caught crossing the cordon and breaching the quarantine, it will only strengthen the hardline cancerous case. Criminals who stole our ship from XPR are undermining the security of the station? Shakes her head. It's exactly what they want. Refugees need supplies. They do. And that's exactly what I want to give them. Unless the quarantine is lifted through a fair process, I will never get them. She sighs deeply. Those ex-XPR spacer you are running with? Sleeper, do you know anything about them? Why do you think the refugee flotilla came here now? Something is happening in the system. Something is pushing people out of colonies and outposts that have survived since Solheim collapse. We need to be ready for whatever is coming. Ready to protect the Eye. I know the Eye means something to you. I know there's a reason you're still here. Help me protect it. Helen fixes you with a strong look. Persuade those spacers is the wrong move, that we'll get caught and the flotilla will be locked down. The Heaven Age will be delivering to those with the worst instincts. Forget this useless supply run with people we barely know. Help me fight for the Eye. Why don't you stop them? If I expose a plan, it's the same as if it goes ahead and they are caught. Everywhere I look at the Eye, those compromise, the quarantine justified. The hardliners get their scapegoat. Oh, sorry for yawning so much. Don't offer the excuse. The hardlines need to lock the flotilla all altogether. To persuade the members they are in the safest pair of hands. She looks at you. Please. Look back at her and the flotilla behind. Sense of desperation in her plea. Navigation breaks the silence. Shit! Her plea scrolls through the pages. Sleeper, I need to go. He looks torn. Think about this, please. Talk to the spacers. Help them see reason. He quickly leaves the observation deck before you have time to respond. Stay for a moment, watching the lights of the tugs in the flotilla, and wonder what it feels like to be one of those ships, so close to your destination yet so far from it. Then you think of the Heaven Age Council chamber, across the Eye, where the right of these people to find safety is being debated. You shiver. Then you two are gone, back into the stairwell and the cold dark below. Sleeper! Peak is waiting for you when you leave, but they look different, pale, drawn out. You need to come up to the Briar, now! You don't meet your Eye. We'll be waiting. Peak walks away. Don't take long. But let they disappear around the corner, leaving you anxious and confused. Hold on a second, I need to get the water. Tucked into the service corridor, deep below the reservoir, Eshi is double-checking the seals on the water tanks loading to the motorized trolley. Though you are far enough away from any thoroughfares not to worry about being overheard, you both still speak in hushed tones. Good? Eshi nods silently, and hits the ignition on the trolley to start it moving. Take the other side on the trolley and walk it up the wide service corridor. With its flickering lights and Solheim detritus, you doubt it'd get used by Heaven Age. At least, that's the hope. Glance across at Eshi, her face a mask of determination as she guides the trolley along. Maybe some conversation will make this journey go a lot easier. How do you meet Peak? Eshi pauses, a little surprised by your question. Glances back down the tunnel. In this deserted passage, she can hardly keep up the pretense of silence. We grew up together, he answers quickly, and turns back to the trolley. Can tell you are expecting her to add more. She seems to gather herself for an answer, not wanting to ignore you, but trying instead to get her answer straight in her head. Our outpost, Hawthorne, is not an easy place to grow up. The administrators keep a tight hold of everything. She rolls her eyes. Even though they are trapped in the same decaying installation as everyone else. Peak pauses. Peak find it harder than most. Pauses again, judging her words. I stepped in to help them out. Silence descends again, but you can feel the wheels turning in Ash's mind as the creaking wheels of the trolley take you along the corridor. Peak isn't the most practical of people. They used to be, well, they needed someone to teach them to look after themselves. Stand up for themselves. That was me. After that, I couldn't get rid of them. As she stops talking, you see her eyes have lit up. You imagine she's recalling some moment or other before her and Peak is past. You both reach a wide bulkhead doorway. You have to stop to shimmy the trolley over the edge. You're done. As she turns to you. I'm good from here. Head back. That she is gone. Way off into the dark tunnel ahead. Watch her go, and then turn around and walk the distance back to the staircase you entered from. Tunnel humming around you as you do. As you walk, you try to piece together Ash's past. But all you have are a glimpse of a person she once was. Seems to prefer it that way. Alright, Eek. Oh, there you go. As you walk into the climbing Briar's cavernous bay, now filled with crates and containers, Ashley's waiting for you. In front of her, slice open with its inside scattered across the top of a heavy duty crate, is an object you recognize. Helen's drones. Freeze. Come in, quick! Peak nudges you into the bay, looking behind you before sealing entry. I have to start being careful. Move closer to the container, your eyes on the drone's plate in one pieces. Some parts of it hooked into a slate that Peak picks up and begins stepping away at. As she looks up from the dissection. We got it buzzing around nearby, heading for the ship. She leans over and taps the HA sigil on one of the roof pieces of plating. It's a Haven-Age spy. We think we got it before it sent data back. We can't be sure. Peak looks at you nervously. Actually, cutscene. Have you noticed anyone watching you? Any drones like this? Anyone following you up to the Briar? I've seen this drone. She frowns. Following you? At the owner. She pauses for a while, Peak looking between the two of you. Explain, Sleeper. Tell them about Helen. You explain that you met Helen at the cordon, and you tell Ashley and Peak about what she told you. The Heaven-Age Council are debating lifting the quarantine, but they are blocked by the hardliners. You speak faster and faster, but before you can finish, Ashley walks away in anger, and then comes back again, her eyes burning. What is this, Sleeper? Have you understood nothing from what we told you? She paces in front of you. Heaven-Age are not your friend. They're administrators, which means they're interested only in their own power, their own survival, their own causes. They divide people as easily as storing livestock. Greater good or word demands it. The water project of the station, the colony, the nation. Her eyes are wide as she speaks, her anger barely contained. She wants to help. As she laughs. Help what, Sleeper? Undo the mess of her own creation? She only wishes to placate you, so look compromise. She'll do what is acceptable, not what is right. She's just a counselor. Let me tell you something. As she says, her rage hardening to pain. When people become administrators, they give up something. Some part of being human, being an equal among others, goes away. They start talking about the greater good, the systems, the ways in which your hands are tied, or the processes are compromised. My mother was an administrator of Hawthorne, and I've seen what it did to her. That noble, higher calling, is toxic. People should never have the chance to decide the fate of others, and those that do so at a cost of their humanity. Pig tries to cut in, but Ash holds up a hand. Don't start, Pig. Don't ask me to be reasonable or calm down. Thousands of people desperate out there. Being reasonable will bring the suffering. They can help. As she turns away. I'm done with this. You're risking this entire supply run just by being here. Walks back into the bay and stands checking the straps on the crates. I go next cycle. We don't need you anymore. Get out. Sleeper. Pig looks torn. You have to understand this is personal for Eshi. I know. Pig looks away, then at Eshi. No, Sleeper. I just don't know what to do. You glance around the Bay of Briar, while seeming closer every second. The whole thing is closing on you, and the question is, who do you want to be when it all collapses? What do you think, Sleeper? Rubs her forehead. Do this thing or not? Never. Look at Ash. See her? She knows. Saved my life. I'm going to say we do it. Onward. Slip away to help Eshi. Go alone to replay the conversation in your head. Certain kind of grim determination settling in the room. Last chance to prepare. Have enough fucking scrap. By the skin of my fucking teeth. Look over the pile of scrap components lying in the briar. You look around. The bay is empty. Asian Peak and elsewhere in the station, or on the bridge a couple levels up. Begin sorting through the pile, writing out useful components and boxing them by use. You don't recognize everything you find. For long you get into the rhythm of sorting. As you do, it starts to drift, your attention being drawn into the dark corners of the bay. Briars is in surprisingly good condition. Consider that Hoffer and XPR must have been operating it for decades by now. The marks of care are everywhere. Delicate pad jobs, polished to mellow into the original finish. Carefully bound wiring running through the custom trunking. As she loves this ship, that much is clear. Something catches your attention. Something catches your eye in dark corners. Matte black stack of crates you hadn't spotted before. They're sleek and compact, tucked away behind some of the bigger, more. Put the components away and go over to the crates. Run your hand across the texture surface. There's a little hint of what lies inside of the opaque metallic. And you see it, a yellow symbol, embossed on the far side of a crate. A universal sigil used by spacers, corporations, and manufacturers alike. It's one you have seen throughout your time as a sleeper. Its meaning all too familiar. Explosive contents. You hear a hiss and as she comes through the base lock. Barely she saw your presence. Nothing new as she passes. Sleeper busies herself with some task at the back of the bay. As she doesn't turn around from whatever she's busy with. There's more supplies, Sleeper, like everything else here. Uh-oh, is she going to blow the shit out? Oh no. Can't think of anything else to ask. But you sense that the atmosphere has now somehow shifted. Quickly finish up the sorting and slip out, waving goodbye to her back as you do. Right. Where else can I get stabilizer is a thing. Oh, right, the mushrooms. Mushrooms. Ugh. Actually, kinda tired, guys. I think I'm gonna have to stop the stream. I have to stop here. Ooh. Thank you for watching. I stream every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday after 9 p.m. Central Europe time. And we'll see you next Saturday with Slime Rancher. Alright. Bye.